No. Oh, crap.
So you lied to me.
That depends on how you define lying.
Well, I define it as not telling the truth. How do you define it?
Reclining your body in a horizontal position?
Get the hell out of here.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about Teen Wolf. I know that's a really weird subject to start off on, but I really wanted to talk about Teen Wolf is because I watched this show and I actually started watching it on Netflix. And the reason why I started watching it on Netflix is because they had it had werewolves, and supernatural shit is my jam. So that's realistically right why I started to watch it. Now, really quick before I get into the bread and butter of this TV series, thank you to the patrons, thank you to the subscribers, thank you to you, the lovely viewers, who have stumbled upon this video, and thank you as always to the editor. Lord knows none of this would work without you. So let's do a really quick backtrack of what Teen Wolf is. Teen Wolf is an American supernatural teen drama show that is loosely based on the 1985 film of the same name. And, well, politely, the entire show is basically just following one kid around as he tries to figure out what he's doing as he is the main protagonist and all that stuff and blah blah blah. The series premiered on June 5th, 2011 and concluded on September 24th, 2017 after 6 seasons. It received generally positive reviews from critics and won 3 Saturn Awards for Best Youth-Oriented Television Series. The series also received 13 Teen Choice Awards, 9 of the performances of the main cast, some of them you know because they've gone on to actual Hollywood productions, particularly Dylan O'Brien. The film, what was I saying? There's actually a movie scheduled for Teen Wolf the movie to be released on Paramount Plus in 2023. The reason why is because they're just trying to wrap up all the loose ends. Now, I want to talk about Teen Wolf is for 2 reasons. 1, this was a really deep, compelling show, and I actually real loved it. My favorite character was Styles. Styles, for those of you who've never seen it, or if you just want a refresher, Styles is the main protagonist's best friend who is painfully human and painfully awkward. But I love that is because Styles was basically like the best character, and he always had a crush on the sour wolf Derek Hale, who is the main werewolf who is trying to teach the main character Scott how to get all of his shit together. Derek Hale is a tragic sad boy because his family died in a house fire that he was a proprietor of, and by that I mean he was dating a much older woman who was a hunter of werewolves who burnt his family alive after she lured him out of the house with the promise of underage sexy times. Yeah. If you made a face and went ew in your head, good job. Gold star. You did a good. The reason why I bring this up is because I honestly couldn't tell you, if I really had to think about it, what the fuck Scott was doing from one episode to the next, because he was actually, to me, kind of a boring character. I was more interested in what the hell Styles and Derek were doing, because Styles was running this gambit for a long time of being so painfully bisexual. It actually makes me giggle. Well, Derek was just an emotionally stunted man-baby who had to get over himself. The fandom, in case anybody hardcore missed it, was also very, very into the Styles and Derek ship because, well, I'm just gonna throw up some, scenes real fast, and then we'll just go from there.
I can't stop him from playing, but you can. And trust me, you want to. It was a different kind of bullet.
What, silver bullet?
No, you idiot.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh, is that contagious? You know what, you should probably just get out.
Start the car. Now.
Yeah, I don't think you should be barking orders with the way you look, okay? In fact, I think if I wanted to, I could probably drag your little werewolf ass out into the middle of the road and leave you for dead.
Start the car, or I'm gonna rip your throat out with my teeth.
Anything for you, Beyonce?
You can draw your own conclusions. The reason why I say this is because Teen Wolf as a show, for at least the first, like, 3 seasons, was actually really fun and good and everything. And then something horrible happened. They got new writers. Dun dun dun. And I don't mean to say that as in, oh no, they got new writers and it turned horrible. I mean, they got new writers, and the new writers really, really, really wanted to push all of this deep lore, interwoven werewolf political. Yeah. It got complicated really fast when it really didn't need to be. When it was just monsters of the week, literally it would last like a whole week for them to get their Scooby-Doo shit all figured out. It was a little bit more entertaining is because Styles would always have to run this gambit for forever of just being the only person who evidently knew how to use Google and figuring everything out. And then all of a sudden everything got... I like to call it the Riverdale problem. Season 1 of Riverdale was actually pretty good. And then everything changed when they decided we're gonna Mad Lib the shit out of it. You didn't need to. You didn't need to. But it happened. It really did. It happened. And I don't mean to say that like, oh no, this isn't good. I mean to say that as in, it was good, and then it became bad, because you guys decided that this deep dive into the background lore that you are making in real time must be presented to the audience. For the people who really like the deep diving of the lore, that's great. For a filthy casual like me who's just watching TV to de-stress from my very stressful IRL job, I don't really care about your deep lore. If I wanted deep lore, I would read a book. But that's not the point. The point is that I'm trying laboriously to get to is Teen Wolf had a really, really, really great premise. And I might actually make a better deep dive video onto that. But not right now. Right now, that's just an general thoughts on because I was re-watching it and this came up. And then it was a thing. So yeah. That was fun. The point is, Teen Wolf as a whole, my thoughts on it was actually incredible. You know what? Never mind. This is going to be a defense video. The defense video of Teen Wolf is that it was actually really, really, really good. And these other deep dive lore sections of the series past 3 all the way to 6 could have also been really, really good. It's just, I feel like the writing team should have done this as a secondary pass. Like, one more pass, and then it's over. It's good. It's fine. And I say that is because when people write their first draft for writing anything, you usually just spit out everything your brain can think of in relation to this story because it wants to get everything out. And then when you go through the second round of editing, right? Draft 1, done, complete. You've word vomited everything you need to say. What happens now? You gotta go back and edit it and fix it all up because draft 1 is just you got everything out. You didn't put it actually into cohesive step 1, step 2, step 3 storytelling. So you go back and redo it. And this is where the problems start. Your brain, now that it has all of it out, is going to try and want to keep as much of the weird shenanigan Google hijinks that you originally did. And sometimes it can work. Like if you try really, really hard, you can fit stuff into there. Counterpoint. No. You can't. You really, really, really can't. And it's not because you're like failing at it. It's because your brain demands that it spit this out. It must be good. It is good. But you do need to pick and choose what's going into a book. Just because your brain understands your thought child doesn't mean that everybody that's going to suffer through reading this is going to understand your brainchild. You gotta send it to school, like teach it manners and all that other stuff. Your child isn't quite ready for public viewing. That's why when I said it took me 15 years to get my book finally into the process of getting done, it's not that it took forever because I was a shitty writer. It took forever because I might still be a shitty writer, but I realized I couldn't just put some pants on this baby and just let it run out in that wild world without any idea of what it's doing. I actually had to give it an education and all that other jazz before I could present it to its final viewing party because it needed to know all of this. That's what I'm saying. Teen Wolf as a whole was brilliant. Like, the first 3 seasons were very cohesive of what exactly we were trying to get through. High schooler bull honky with some supernatural flair for the dramatic. Wonderful. 10 out of 10. Great idea. 0 out of 10, 4 through 6. You guys need to pick, what are we doing? Because we went hard on all this werewolf lore and backstory and other supernatural entities that have to be talked about and blah blah blah. And what I mean is specifically Styles, right? Because Styles is the character I liked the most, so it's easy for me to bring up my memory banks and also cheat off the script I wrote real fast. Styles, in the first 3 seasons, was a sarcastic little shitstarter that loved to be the audience center point of, Styles is us in this scenario. Styles gets to ask all the stupid questions, gets to come to the conclusion that you, the audience, got to like 5 minutes before, because Styles has to be the human surrogate in this for the audience, because audience members sometimes need a quote-unquote surrogate in the story so that way they feel seen, heard, and connect more emotionally into a story. Even if your audience gets to the conclusion of the big reveal before your book characters do, that's good, because when the human surrogate replacement for them in the story gets to that conclusion, they do the Leonardo DiCaprio meme of, hey, that's me. They stopped doing this after a while. Styles went from a sarcastic little shitstarter to all of a sudden, alright, you know what, actually, I'm just going to put up 2 different clips to really show you the difference, because it does it better if I show you the clips.
Oh! Styles, what the hell are you doing? You weren't answering your phone. Why do you have a bat?
Saw my dad leave 20 minutes ago. Dispatch called. They're bringing in every officer from the Beacon Department and even state police. 2 joggers found a body in the woods.
Do you see that?
Yeah, it's a firefly.
No, I know. California fireflies aren't bioluminescent.
Unusual for this region.
They don't glow.
They say animals can sense natural disasters when they're about to happen. Maybe they can sense supernatural ones as well.
So tell me, how do you know? How do you know if you're still dreaming?
Fingers. In dreams, you have extra fingers. I'm not just having nightmares. I'm having these dreams where I have to literally scream myself awake.
It's just a dream. It's just a dream. Get it out of your head, Styles. You're dreaming. Wake up, Styles!
I'm not even sure if I'm ever actually waking up.
Wake up!
What the hell is happening to me? I can't read in dreams. It's like I can't see the words. I can't put the letters in order. I'm not even sure this is real.
If there was a Nogitsune among you, let the Oni destroy it.
Are you threatening us?
Even if it is your own daughter.
We're not really afraid of your little fireflies.
You think Styles, skinny, defenseless Styles, is the Nogitsune?
He might be like a brother to you, but he is Nogitsune now.
Chaos is coming.
He is void.
Nogitsune draws power from pain and tragedy, strife and chaos.
This was my game. Now they belong to me. Think you can beat me in my game? Did you bring us a present? A divine move.
I brought 2.
Divine move? You think you have any moves at all? You can kill the Oni, but me? Me? I'm 1,000 years old. You can't kill me!
If the Oni can't defeat you, I know someone who will.
You really have to learn not to trust the fox. I eat what you feel.
You're not my son.
And I'm insatiable. No, because they're tricksters. They'll fool you.
Do you see what I mean? These clips, respectively, let you figure out the story without making you feel like an idiot in the first 3 seasons. All the other seasons treat you like well, like they're babysitting. You're along for the ride, you don't get to actually participate in the story. Now, I've said it before. I'm not a media critic. I'm just a filthy casual who wants to give my 2 cents on something, and Teen Wolf has been way out of the picture for quite a while. But there's still a lot of people who are still playing in that sandbox because it is very fun and expansive. It is. And before you say, are you just going to keep going through all the old shows? Maybe. Maybe I'll even do Supernatural next. You don't know. The point is, if you're gonna write stuff and things and stuff, that's great. But can you write your things and stuff in a way that lets me, the audience, in on the joke, so that way I can keep up with this? Because season 4 through 6, I tried so hard, but I could not get through it. Like, it was tough. I think I could watch, like, maybe an episode or 2 every couple weeks, and then I could get through the season, but I couldn't just sit down and watch it from beginning to end. Storytelling-wise is because I was very disinterested in what was going on, is because my human surrogate, Styles, in this, was taken out of his surrogacy role from me, the audience member, and I was left to put together pieces as the characters themselves were putting them together, but they were putting them together like it was 2 different people that got the same puzzle. So one group is sitting there making the outline to fill everything else in. Another person was just sitting there working from the inside out. And you still look at the whole pictures because you're being torn between 2 different narratives. Now, because I've outed myself as I totally did not watch this from beginning to end, if somebody wants to check me on that, please do. Because I will admit, up until season 3, 1 through 3, I can talk to you about. Season 4 through 6, I don't know what we were doing, but we were doing it. The point is, I loved this show. I love it a lot, and I feel like Teen Wolf deserves a really good defense, is because I feel like if the writers were not, I don't know, playing this lore deep door divey game for it, it might have been more cohesive and all that other jazz. But that's just a me opinion, and I might be totally wrong about it. But that's it. That's my thoughts. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Please like, share, and subscribe.